Hello folks, and welcome to the TM and TG YouTube channel. I'm Woody and I got a special one for you today. We are in the TM and TG workshop and we're going to talk about tools. It's one of my favorite subjects. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you should really consider doing that, because I'm going to bring you guys in on some projects that I've got going on, several different things that will be happening over the next few months. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. The purpose of this channel is to promote independence, and part of that independence is being able to fix things on your own, take care of things around your house, especially for those that love you and count on you. So part of that, taking care of things, you need the tools to do that. And that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be the power tools you need as a homeowner to fix things around your home. So here to help me talk about tools and go on this adventure with us, we got Ray.
How's it going, everybody?
So he actually has just bought his first house, right?
Yeah, I did. So first time homeowner. I pretty much rented my entire life. Woody and I have had some conversations about the necessities of tools. Specifically, what are the 3 or 5 most used power tools for any homeowner? So that's basically what we're going to discuss, because the new homeowner is going to defer to the man with wisdom. How many houses have you owned?
This is the 4th house that I've owned, the house I'm in now. The previous 3 houses I owned were all fixer-uppers. So the first house I had, we did some pretty extensive renovations on, actually redid the whole kitchen, all the floors, did several different things there. The second house I had was a foreclosure, so once again, quite a bit of work, to get that up to the par that we needed to sell it and make some money. And then the third house I had was an older home built in the 70s. And again, it needed extensive renovations too. And I gutted a whole bathroom on that one and redid it. And so yes, I have a lot of experience working on things around the house as a homeowner. So, and that's where I can give you some of that knowledge with the power tools. What did I use to do all those different things? And I didn't have a huge array of tools starting out. For that first house that I did all that work on, I had a basic set of tools, and that's how I got the job done, and it worked out just fine. So you don't need, a crazy amount of tools like a contractor might have. And I feel like a lot of people might have that perception, that in order to do things around my house, I'm gonna need a whole freaking slew, thousands of dollars worth, and it's just not the case.
Well, I know in my limited experience, the standard basic toolkits that you can buy have done me well, but again, I haven't done major projects like Woody. I've done your standard fixing some shelves in the closet, fixing some hinges. I've installed some windows, done some drywall and mudding in garages, but in basements, but nothing nearly as extravagant as Woody. So in your experience, what would you say would be let's do top 3 tools and why?
Yeah, so I feel like the 3 tools that every homeowner needs so that they can upkeep their house, you're gonna have to have a drill. That's gonna be your number 1. And I think that's probably common sense for a lot of people, but you don't need a fancy drill. This is actually a Craftsman. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm actually going to do a video on this Craftsman drill, the impact driver. I got both of these tools recently, and they are made in the USA with global materials. I'm excited to actually use these. I haven't even used them yet, but yeah, drill is going to be your first one. And there's so many different uses that you can do with this. You can drill holes. You can actually drive screws with it. And those are going to be your 2 biggest functions that you're going to even need to do to fix a lot of things around your house, is drill a hole and drive a screw, So the drill, yeah, this is going to be the big one.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Even in my living experience, that was probably the first real power tool that I bought. And when I moved away from hand tools, that was literally one of the first things I bought for any of my houses. Even when you rent, your landlord's going to tell you not to do stuff around the house, but let's be honest, we're not going to call the landlord for something small. We're just going to fix it. That's what we do. So,
or you might want to hang a picture.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
something tiny. I'm not calling the landlord for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless my future landlords, if I ever rent again, I will totally call you. If you ever watch this video, trust me, I'm a good renter. No, I'm just kidding. But all right, let's move on to the second one. What would you say the second most important power tool is?
Well, you know, before I get to that, to be honest, just as an ancillary to the drill, it kind of complements the drill, is an impact driver, which again is this Craftsman brushless. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because it'll be part of it. But man, I like the way this one feels. I better not reveal too much about it, but an impact driver will help you with driving the screws. It's not necessary, but if you're gonna drive a large amount of screws, you're gonna want an impact driver to do that. It's a useful tool and it's very helpful, but not necessary. And it is kind of a compliment. The reason I kind of like to have both is a lot of times I'll have this to drill with. I'll have my drill bits and use the drill for that. And then I drive all my screws usually with my impact driver. Typically that's how I do things.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you look at some of the other previous videos, especially when we hung up some of those TVs, the impact driver came in really handy and was super useful.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, that's on my next to buy list.
So the next tool that you're really gonna need to have is a saw of some kind. Now my drill and my impact driver, I like those to be cordless and battery powered. But a circular saw, they do make battery powered circular saws. And I do plan on upgrading this saw, and I think I might go with the brushless battery powered circular saw from Craftsman. But right now I have my Hitachi, which is now called Metabo HPT. But this Hitachi circular saw, I've had this thing forever. It's been on all 3 of those house projects I was talking about before. It's kind of heavy. It's a steel shoe, so it's legit. It's durable, but you need a saw because, let's face it, the majority of the tasks that you're gonna do around the house to fix things is you're gonna have to have a tool to cut things, to cut pieces of wood or baseboard or whatever it is, and then you're gonna need something to fasten it, right? And that's where the drill comes in. So as long as you have a cutting tool and then a fastening tool, like a drill, you're probably gonna be able to fix most things, most issues that come up in your house. I will say that they make all kinds of different types of saws. It doesn't necessarily have to be a circular saw. So they actually make smaller saws that are one-handed, and you could get something like this. This is a Dremel Sawmax, and I do use this quite a bit, especially breaking down plywood. It's a lot easier to maneuver than this big one here, and it's a smaller size, as you can tell. You know, it's kind of one-handed tool here. It's very useful. You could get something like that instead of a circular saw. You don't necessarily need a big circular saw to get the job done.
Yeah, I think that totally makes sense. I have a table saw. That's all I have.
You have a table saw?
I do.
Table saw. If you haven't watched my video on the Craftsman Table Saw, I'm going to link that in the description. You're definitely going to want to check that out. It's a really good video, an unbiased review of the product. I am not a huge Craftsman guy, but I'm starting to get more into the Craftsman line of tools, which I'm going to talk about that another time, I think. But yeah, so a saw and a drill, those are your top 2. You're going to have those 2 things to get anything done around the home.
All right, so we covered the main tools, and I know one of your personal favorites is this bad boy right here. So why don't you go ahead and explain what this is and why you like it so much.
Yeah, so this is an oscillating tool or a multi-tool. It's called different things by different people, but means the same thing. And actually, this is the Metabo HPT Multi-tool, which, again, I already have a video out on this. We have a video out on this, I should say. It is going to be linked in the description as well. I definitely recommend you go check that out. But the multi-tool it's a versatile tool, you know, which is why it's called multi-tool, I guess. I don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, I have a wood and metal blade on it. So you can cut wood or metal with this blade. Really, it's meant more to cut like nails or screws. So if you had a nail or screw that was protruding out of, I don't know, a baseboard or something in your house, and you had this tool, you could just cut it right off and be good to go. But it also has other attachments that you can put on it. So you could put a sanding disc on this tool so that you can sand projects. If you're, let's say you're gonna work on, your table. If there's a defect in your table and you wanna fix it yourself, you can put a sanding disc on a multi-tool, sand down the surface and then clean it up and paint it or stain it, whatever it is you're gonna do. You can also put scraping blades on this so that you could scrape tile. If you had a tile that was broken, you could actually get another blade that's a tile blade or a grout blade, and you could cut out the grout around the tile and then scrape the tile out and all the mortar that would be down underneath that tile, and you could replace a broken tile that way, which I probably will do a video on that because I have a broken tile in my house at the moment. So there are so many different uses. Those are just some of them that you can do with a multi-tool. And with a, you were talking about drywall. You could actually put a drywall blade on this, and you could cut out mechanical boxes, like for your electrical, out of your drywall. You would use this tool. It's very handy for that. Man, yeah, I love a multi-tool, and I actually have two of them. This is my cordless version, and then I have actually a corded multi-tool, and it's a Dremel again. So I have that Dremel saw that I showed y'all, and then I also have this Dremel multi-tool right here, and it's corded, see? So I wanted to upgrade to more cordless tools, and that's why I got that. And also this one, I might do a video on the differences between the Dremel corded and then the cordless Metabo HPT, because honestly, this tool right here is a vibrating machine, and they make better ones, that are less vibration. I did feel like that one was less vibration than this one. This one just vibrates the crap out of your hands, man. But anyway, yeah, so that's the multi-tool. Very useful tool. I would highly recommend anybody that owns their own home or, likes to do projects, they get one of those tools. Could be corded or cordless. It's up to you.
Nice. Yeah, I don't own one, so I know you've loved them. Talked to me about them a lot, so just wanted to make sure you could highlight it. So you would consider it a necessity, correct?
I think it is a necessity, yeah. I mean, I'll take that back. It's not a necessity. You could fix things in your house without it, because to sand different things, you could actually get hand sandpaper and do it by hand. It's not a necessity, but it's close for me, yeah.
All right, so now that we covered the main tools that you need, the necessities, why don't you go ahead and explain what these two bad boys are?
Yeah, so, these will help you get jobs done maybe a little easier. They would let you do more tasks, I guess. But with these three tools, you could get the majority of the projects done, the majority of the things you need to get done. But a jigsaw is nice. This is a corded one by Black & Decker. Again, I'm looking to upgrade this tool, and it's old. I think I got this at Walmart a long time ago. I'm talking like probably 15 years ago, something like that. So I've had it a while. Maybe it would be a family heirloom.
Still going strong.
No, my son will throw this in the trash. Anyway, this is good to notch out boards, So if you were working on a project that you needed to notch out a board, maybe cut out a little section of it to make it fit in somewhere, you would use a jigsaw, or you could use a jigsaw. You could also use an oscillating tool to do that though. But a jigsaw would be a little bit easier to control to do something like that, to notch things out. You can cut circles with a jigsaw. This is what I used to cut my cornhole board circles with. And actually, it doesn't do a great job because it's kind of a crappy jigsaw, to be honest, but that is one use of it. You can cut circles, you can cut shapes and patterns a lot easier with a jigsaw. That's just some of the things you could do. There's a whole multitude of things that you can do with a jigsaw. But also, a nail gun. So for a nail gun, there's all different types of sizes of nail guns. For a homeowner DIY use, they sell pneumatic ones that you need an air compressor for, which I have my air compressor down here. It's a Bostitch, and this was a kit. You can buy these in kits. The Bostitch came with that compressor, a 16 gauge, an 18 gauge, and then a staple gun. But as a homeowner, you're going to want some kind of nailer, like a pin nailer or a brad nailer. They're nice to have. And really the biggest thing is they can help hold pieces of wood together. You can actually shoot a nail into a baseboard. If you need to replace your floors or something like that and you need to put a baseboard down, you're going to want to use something like this to secure your baseboard. So there's a multitude of things for this too. You also, if you're DIY and you want to get into projects working with wood, it's nice to use a brad nail or a pin nailer to hold pieces together, depending on whatever it is you want to do. You could also use screws, but this is one option. Some glue and some staples, or some glue and some nails. Pin nailer or brad nailer, whatever it is you wanted to use. But that's a nicety. I would say that if you're going to own your own home, I would just buy the compressor. It's nice to have an air compressor. There's all kinds of different uses for that. Not just home stuff, but mechanic type stuff as well.
Yeah, I actually have a gigantic air compressor in my garage, and I use it for mechanic stuff.
Yeah. And then, get the kit that comes with the guns. Okay, I think that's going to wrap it up. That's pretty much, the top, what do we got? Top three, we'll say the drill, the multi-tool, and the saw. You can get most things done with that. And then some ancillary tools. You got a jigsaw, you got a nail gun. There are a bunch of other tools, power tools out there. So if you disagree with our list, why don't you put that in the comments below? If you liked our list, put that in the comments below. Do you own these tools? Do you have tools that are similar to this? What are some uses that you do with these tools? We want to know, so make sure you put it in the comments and let us know what you think.
Yep, and I would say if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, share it, go ahead and comment on it, just like you said, because really we want to interact with you and make sure that we're giving you guys and girls what you guys want. So let us know. Also, we got more stuff coming out. Yeah, definitely. So the home gym is being built. It's pretty much built. There's a couple more things I'd like to get in there, but I'll go ahead and give you guys the preliminary tour so you can see what we got going on in the TMTG gym. And then I got some more fitness stuff coming out. So you're going to see some good videos on fitness, diets, all those different things. We'll include all that to help people out. So again, the goal of the channel is to improve people's lives, whether that's helping, becoming more self-sufficient, also becoming healthier, being able to take care of your family, take care of yourselves healthy-wise, make sure you got enough energy to go play with your kids, the whole nine, right? So that's the whole point of this channel.
Absolutely. Strong minds, strong bodies, strong all the way around. With that, I want to say thanks for watching. We appreciate you, and that is all.